Emily here, and today's Wednesday, so that means it's Top 5 Wednesday. Top 5 Wednesday was created by Lainey at Ginger Eats Lainey and is now run by Sam over at Thoughts on Tomes. I'm going to try to remember to link all the info and stuff in the future, but right now I'm just going to try to film this real quick. This week's topic kind of stumped me for a second. I wasn't sure what I was really going to pick out, and then as soon as things started coming to me, they came to me like really fast. And it's books without Sypnosis, which is kind of like in Sam's video, which I usually watch the video before I do my own to kind of get a grip on how it should be done and stuff. She stated that like it can be done different ways, and I saw it as kind of books that you should go into blind, like without knowing the Sypnosis or reading it kind of thing. So yeah, I have a couple here, and I'm going to go from 5 to 1. Number 5 is, I have here Stone Mattress by Margaret Atwood, but this is kind of to represent just short story compilations in general. But this one specifically, it doesn't have like a thing like the My True Love Gave to Me that's like, oh, it's holiday short stories. This is just literally random short stories in a collection. And like, or I have the Writers of the Future short story compilation that I'm in the middle of as well, and it's just, the only specifics it goes into there is just, it's sci-fi and fantasy short stories. But like literally there's no Sypnosis or anything because you just kind of familiarize yourself with the story as you get to it. So, it's number 5. The number 4 here, I understand if people want to go into this with the Sypnosis, but this was basically practically a cover buy for me because it's gorgeous. I love hardbacks that don't have a dust jacket, like they don't need one. This is The Merciless by Danielle Vega, and like, just like this, where it says, "Forgive us, Father, for we have sinned," it's like, you don't really know anything about it, but you know that it's creepy and it probably has something to do with the occult. It's a horror YA novel. And basically, I would just say to jump in like that. If you think that you're going to enjoy kind of campy horror, like a YA horror, kind of in the vein of like, it's like a high school horror, but it's still like, very creepy, very scary, kind of makes your skin crawl kind of thing. Like, you don't need to know anything about this in order to jump into it and most likely love it, as long as you like YA and horror novels. So there you go, that's number 4. And then the rest here are all contemporaries, because I tend to like to go into contemporaries blind. And yeah, I didn't realize that I had 2 Rainbow Rowell books on here, but whatever, it happened. Here at number 3 I have Landline by Rainbow Rowell. I got this at a Books A Million because it was marked down for like $4 or $5, so I was like, why not? And I knew that it was about kind of, not necessarily time travel, but like, it was magical realism. There you go. That's the word. And that's basically what it is. It's a contemporary romance that has a heavy element of magical realism that has to do with the phone. That's it. It doesn't really give you any specifics of like what it's about, who it's about, like what are you following. It's just adult romance contemporary magical realism. And that's all you need to know. And then also here I have Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell for number 2. This, everybody I feel like has at least heard of this book, even if they haven't read it, and a majority of those people have read it. But basically, for the people who haven't and don't really know what it's about, you could just say like fan fiction as kind of like a whatever it's called, where you hear a word and then you like immediately buy or pick up or read something with that word. You literally don't need to know anything about this. Like, you don't need to know that she's in college or that there's elements of like kind of a Harry Potter-esque thing that she's a part of a fandom of. You don't really need to know that. The title says it all, and if you need any more specifics, it's just fan fiction, and that's it. If that doesn't really get you intrigued, then maybe you're not going to be the type of person who would enjoy this book, but yes. And then number 1, I guess in general that would be like all of Rainbow Rowell's books, because I can suggest going into them and not knowing like anything about them and enjoying them, because contemporaries I like doing that with. But number 1 here I have November 9th by Colleen Hoover. And basically I would just say any Colleen Hoover in general. I've only read 3 of hers. This one, Slammed, and Maybe Someday. But the thing is, I go into Colleen Hoover books blind, like without knowing any specifics except maybe a certain like element, because she usually has an element of like creativity in there. Like here, like literally just one word kind of things like writing, Maybe Someday, music, confess, art, Slammed, poetry. Like that's all you need to know, and then you know it's a new adult contemporary romance. No Sypnosis, no nothing, and it's enough to know whether or not you like it just based off of like of you experiencing it. If Colleen's not for you, she's not for you, but if you love her, you like need to read all of her stuff. And like my mom keeps pitching to me Ugly Love, and that one, since I don't believe it has an artistic element, I don't really know anything about it, and I want to just go into it like that because I believe that her books, plus they rely a lot on a big plot twist being in the book, and it's like, so it's best to not really know anything about it before going in. And yes, that is basically all of mine. I thought it would be quicker, but it's still a pretty short video. And be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and please subscribe if you would like to see more of my face and my books. Bye!